Okay, so here we have a brief look at the TK103. This is the B version. There are two versions, A and B. A comes with bog standard, B comes with a remote control that you can use as an alarm as well. The only thing I haven't got with this one is the siren that comes with it, but I tend not to use an alarm anyway, as they're a waste of time. Excuse the voice, by the way, I'm still recovering from the man flu. This is how the package arrived from China, of course. We'll see what we've got inside. I have had one of these before. I had the TK103A. Now you can fit these to either car, lorry or motorbike, any vehicle. This is the main GPS tracking unit. The little bit of wire sticking out the back there is the antenna for the remote control. On the back here we've got the main connector for the wiring loom. You can plug in USB to take data from a storage card if you've got one in there, monitor. The LED just shows whether it's on or off, and the on and off switch of course. On the other side you've got the slot for an optional SD card if you wish to record data onto it. Never felt the need myself. And here, inside here, is where the SIM card goes. Just press the little yellow button. That pops the SIM card holder. Put your SIM card in there, which you have to buy of course. Slot it back in. These are the connectors for the GPS antenna and the GSM antenna. It's not a tiny piece of kit, but it's not overly large. It's only about 3 inches by 2 inches, 3/4 of an inch thick I suppose, maybe an inch thick. Okay, delving further into the package, we have the wiring loom. As I said earlier, this can be used for any vehicle. If you're attaching this to a motorbike, you're probably not going to need all of the wiring, so you can cut off what you don't need. What we have on here is, there's your main connector in to the GPS unit itself. This little doohickey here is an emergency SOS button. Now you can mount this anywhere you like within easy reach if you want to use it. What you do is, if you press the button, it sends an emergency SOS via text to nominated phone numbers, and it will tell them that the SOS has been activated at certain GPRS coordinates, so people will know exactly where you are. This is the inline fuse for attaching either direct to your battery, or a better way would be direct into a live wire on the wiring loom from your ignition switch, or anywhere where it's permanently live, really, because this is a permanently live system. You can't switch it on or off. All the other wires that are on here, this is for connecting the relay that comes with it. What you can do with this relay is you can actually send an SMS message to the control unit, and it will trigger the relay and cut off the fuel supply, or activate the kill switch on a motorbike. Seems a good idea in theory. I suppose cutting off the fuel supply is a bit smoother than cutting off the kill switch, but either way you're going to stop the bike operating. The only problem of course is if the person who's stolen your bike is doing 60 or whatever miles an hour around the corner and you suddenly cut the engine. Legal ramifications I don't know. The moral ones, well, shouldn't have stolen it in the first place, but there you go. So that would be for the relay for the fuel cut-off. In the manual that comes with it, they refer to fuel as oil, which does confuse things a little bit. Is why would you want to cut off your oil supply? But there you go. The other wires that come with it are for attaching to door switches on a vehicle. You could always connect it to your side stand switch, so as if the side stand is taken up, it will activate. Never really used that one myself. I have to say that I am fitting this to a motorbike, so some of the wiring I probably won't use, but it comes with it anyway. You just cut off what you don't need, or don't connect what you don't need. Now this is the remote control that comes with the TK103B, which you won't get with the TK103A. And what this really does is it activates the alarm if you have a siren, or you connect it to your horn on the bike. And there is also an emergency help button on here as well. So if you, same as that little doohickey button that I showed you earlier, you can do the same thing via the remote control, pressing the help button. Excuse me. Pressing the help button, which would be this one, the lightning symbol, will send an SMS message to a nominated phone number to let them know you're in trouble and need assistance. Now this will be one of the antennas. I believe this is the GSM antenna. You have a good length of cable to mount this anywhere you like. Of course you want to mount it where you're going to get the best signal. Now down here, I can't see much of a use for this unless you want to spy on somebody in the car, but this is a microphone, and if you activate via an SMS message to the GPS tracker unit, it will activate the microphone, and you can use it as a one-way listening in as you would on a phone, but you're actually listening into what's going on in the vehicle. Can't see much use for that myself, but not on a motorbike. There you go. We've got some self-adhesive double-sided sticky pads. If you want to mount it that way, I wouldn't. I'd mount it with tie wraps or securely fasten it by another means, rather than just rely on a double-sided sticky pad. The Chinese OK label. Under here we have the GPS antenna. Again, plenty of cable there to run it wherever you need to run it to get your best signal. So that's basically what you get in the box. And of course your Chinglish manual. To be fair, the manual isn't bad. It's fairly easy to follow. The instructions are of reasonable English. You're not going to be struggling too much. Inside you've got a basic wiring diagram, which is good enough. There. That's good enough to give you the basics of how it should be installed. Of course, if you're no good with vehicle electrics, it's a simple job for a vehicle electrician. I've had no trouble doing DIY installations with these at all. Now, the only thing I would say, of course, is that you need to hide your GPS tracker unit. You don't want them to find this too quickly. I'll leave that to you to find your best place on your motorbike. But put it somewhere where hopefully that they've got to dismantle most of the bike before they actually find this. The only thing I would say, this is a permanently live system. You can't switch it on and off really. Well, you can, there's an on-off switch, but I can't see you ever really wanting to switch it off, because you're going to need this active all the time whenever your bike is parked up. Now the The only problem with this is it is going to drain your battery. You're probably, depending on the ampere of your battery, if you left it on in standby mode, it may drain your battery, may 7 to 10 days. I've always managed to get about 2 weeks out of one before it drains the battery. So it's a good idea to have a trickle charger running on your battery all the time the bike is parked up in your garage or wherever. They are fairly hungry when it comes to power requirements, especially if it's activated and it's using the GSM and it's using the SMS text, etc. So it's probably using about the same power, maybe a little bit more power than a mobile phone. So just take that into account, that if you fit one of these, make sure A, your battery is good, B, you keep it well charged up. Leaving it parked up for a few days isn't going to be much of an issue, but much longer than that, then you'll probably start running low on power on your battery. I hope I will be able to do a bit more of a concise video on how to use the Beast. I usually do this by either sending an SMS or ringing it for, I think it's 6 rings, I can't remember off the top of my head, but you ring it for a number of rings, hang up, and it will send you back a text SMS giving its GPS location, and also you can use that link to go straight to Google Maps or somewhere to locate it exactly, which is very handy if it's been stolen. There's also a web application where you can track the vehicle or find its location, which is free. The only cost that you've got with this really is a monthly charge for the SIM card. I usually put about €5 a month on them, and that's more than enough normally. One thing I would suggest is that you activate the SIM on your phone before you put it into the GPS tracker. You can set up actually adding money onto the account should you start running low on credit. You can do it via the internet. So if your bike was stolen and you're trying to do SMS messages and it can't text you back because it's run out of credit, that could be a problem. So bear that in mind as well. I have had a unit like this before, and it has worked extremely well. Very, very accurate, within a couple of meters, I would say. I had it on a bike about a year ago, and the bike went off for a warranty repair. So I thought, well, while it was in the back of the van from the dealer, I'd see how it was doing. And I managed to follow the exact route of the vehicle, where it was going, and then I asked at the end of the journey for its location, and it came back and actually showed the dealership that it was in, so it is pretty accurate. You can do several things with this. You can ring fence, which means that you can tell it if it moves within whatever radius. So if the bike or the GPS tracker moves within a certain radius that you tell it, say 100 yards radius, then it will alert. It will arm itself, send you a text message and alert you that your bike is moving. There are other bits on there that you're probably not going to use. This is more for fleet tracking for vehicles, etc., where you can alert you on certain areas it's entering, or it can alert you on overspeed. I suppose that's useful for commercial vehicles where they're limited. There's quite a few little bells and whistles that it will do, but to be honest, you're probably not going to use most of them. I really want it, as if my bike is stolen, I can track it quickly and easily and accurately, and that's certainly what this beast does. So hopefully on the next video I shall be able to show you a bit more on the actual operation of the unit, because I have to go and fit it now. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Bye.